Here we go, and we're live. So, yeah, guys, for the people who are about to tune in, because I don't think we have any viewers yet when I just pressed the button, but yeah, younger creationists going around telling people that evolution is the cause of homosexuality, the taking away of the Ten Commandments, Satanism, sacrifices, and suicide. They are lying. So, yeah, feel free to speak when you want to, guys.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, Han Solo.
and General Han Solo apparently left.
No.
He'll be back. He probably what you call it. There you go. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't give you guys like an external link because I didn't want anybody to like just come in and kick us because they got that bug going on in Google Hangouts.
well, it's not a bug. Apparently, it's a terrible choice of an update that Google decided to give. Like, I checked my phone, and then all of a sudden I see it says you now have the ability to eject or kick out callers from a call. I'm like, well, and by what means? I mean, I'm trying to look at my thing right now to see where that button would even be. Because me and Josiah supposedly have the same deal of iPhone, which is what I'm on right now. But I don't know where that is because I can't seem to kick any of y'all out or have that option.
Well,
So
and until the thing gets
hopefully
fixed,
they fixed it. Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully, yeah, because yeah, I'll be darned if somebody kicking me out of my hangout. I will block them for life.
Yeah. Yeah, I already have blocked Josiah. I have even gone to him in a message on Skype and said that, what you did was terrible. We're done forever. That was the last straw. And yeah, I mentioned it, like what happened, and he's like, "Yeah, sorry you had to hear about that." Yeah,
Yeah,
because you see, here's the problem with you atheists. Y'all like to deny it. And General Han Solo, he teaches you can lose your salvation, even though he's said otherwise 5 different times. And he doesn't believe homosexuality is a sin, and he preaches all kinds of heresies, and that's why he's a heretic. I'm gonna expose Han Solo. I'll debate him in 50 topics at once.
so now I guess I'm a part of like the heretic group, right?
Well, some people have placed you in that category. That's for sure. I've
Well,
had to be, yeah, and I've had to deal with a strange pick of the runt, the litter, and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, saw another thing about Richard Raspberry complaining about the NIV translation.
perversion, the NIV perversion. Oh yeah, I heard that argument.
Yeah, like he said, NIV readers be like, and it's a meme of a guy holding the Bible, and said, "I don't need no King James. I am better than it."
So what was people doing before they made the King James Version Bible? People just out in the wilderness looking for a word from God.
Exactly. But according to him, he says that that they were okay to have these translations. It's just that it's perfected when the King James when the King James was released. They'll admit the others had mistakes, but the King James was the one where finally, after all the years, it's finally been perfected.
Well, that came up during the debate, because I didn't know Peter, the guy who was Kent Hovind's debate partner. I didn't know he was a King James onlyist, and he's like, if you look at the King James Bible, I'm like, holy crap! This is what we got ourselves into.
So what did he say?
Yeah, I've been in contact with Pete Wayne, and I'm wanting to hopefully have a discussion with him on that, like, because I think he's young. Because he's young, he is so misinformed, and I can understand. Being at that age, being 17 years old, I can understand that it may seem really appealing, especially if you're not, because education is there's one thing being educated about something, but there's another thing where you actually grow, like you physically grow, and you spend not just hours and days, but like months and years on a topic, and then you mature in a topic, and then you realize, yeah, this thing that I'm like the King James only argument, that it's the most ridiculous argument. So I don't blame Peter for holding onto it. I think he's just highly misinformed, and he needs correct. He needs good academic scholarship to get out of that. Because then when you get brainwashed, it's very hard to come out of being brainwashed in something. So, yeah.
I was one of those people. So if I can come out of younger creationism, other people can.
Right.
I was going to throw in something real quick. In defense of the King James, even though I'm not a Christian, but in defense of it, it's a magnificent read. I mean, when you read it, the language that they wrote it in at that time, that type of English, it just has like a kind of a magic
beautiful.
power.
I agree. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, and I will agree, that's why I've personally used it for my own personal reading. And I like the translation. However, I don't go as far as to say that it's the perfect and most accurate thing. That's what me and G-Man are going to be debating pretty soon, is if the King James Bible is the most accurate or is the best translation to study with. And concerning that, I mean, there are passages that we need to take into consideration for when we're looking about the context of studying the Bible, because there are people that don't realize that the ending, the supposed ending of Mark, where it says Mark 16 verses 9 through 20, that is actually a part that wasn't in the earliest originals that we had. In fact, Eusebius even admitted that most of the manuscripts during his time didn't have it. And so, yeah. And then you have the woman caught in adultery. That wasn't in the originals. In fact, some of the manuscripts that came later would even place it somewhere in the Gospel according to Luke, not the Gospel according to John. So you have that, and then 1 John 5:7, which is a classic one. Most of them say, if you don't have this verse, you can't have the Trinity, even though that is a lie in itself. And the concept is, and this is the easiest one to refute of it, because that 1 John 5:7 doesn't even appear in a manuscript of a Greek manuscript until the 14th century. The rest is just by Latin Vulgate, and that was not what originally the text was written in. So there's the problem with saying that 1 John 5:7 was originally in the text. So yeah, Jamie had to debate a King James onlyist during that conversation.
Yes, it's really hard to get through the King James onlyist. I was a King James onlyist, but I didn't even know I was just a King James onlyist because Kilhoven says so, and he's like, oh, it's the word of God, blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh yeah, this guy is so godly, yeah, King James only. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, no, that's dumb. I'm gonna be right back though, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes looking at other translations can kind of help clear up misunderstanding certain words.
By the way,
it makes more sense.
Christian Anarchist, that article I'm writing has reached 20 pages now. The one on Matthew 16. Oh, he dropped out.
I was wanting to ask how the debate turns out. I listened to the first half of it, and it was all kind of all love. I don't know does it turn into a debate for the last half?
It gets pretty. Wait, did you see me talk and Wayne talk?
I haven't gotten to you yet. Yeah, but I saw where everybody was agreeing that evolution was false. I just haven't seen the part where somebody takes up for it yet.
Hang on a second. Did you see? Because Wayne spoke first, and he defended evolution. Then Kent started speaking.
I missed that. I kind of heard where he was saying it sounds crazy that a bird can evolve and all this kind of stuff. I didn't really hear the defense of evolution yet. Is that on the last half?
okay, so what happens is Wayne speaks, then Ken speaks, and then I speak. But my contention is, let's do something different. Let's use the Bible instead of science. Then Peter speaks. Then we have like a 20-minute or maybe like a 30-minute crossfire, but Ken is not even involved. And evolution, the topic itself from a scientific context is actually not that discussed. In fact, that was the most disappointing part of it, because Peter and Kent would not engage in that. So whenever Peter made certain claims, like for example, he made claims about the global flood. Again, it was meant to be about evolution, but he mentioned the global flood. And so then I started asking him questions about the Dome Sea ice cores in Antarctica and also in Greenland.
Yes.
Because a global flood would have totally wiped that away, first and foremost. And then secondly, those Dome Sea ice cores actually showcase 800,000 annual layers, which means it's very old,
Right.
at least 800,000 years, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then I don't know. That was just left hanging. It wasn't even addressed, and it went back into the whole flood thing. So then, and the moderation was really bad.
Yeah, I mean, of course, Hovind doesn't want to talk about that. Why not let it drop? Well, the thing is, I can't talk about it because I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I've just kind of seen the first half of it. Seemed to be kind of a love fest. And how do you get a debate with Hovind? Is there any way I can get a debate with him? Because I'm going to be an attack dog.
I've been trying for about
it's not going to be a love fest.
So about a year now. It's hard to do it.
Okay, because I would make sure that he was, he'd know he was in a debate. But I'm going to go listen to the rest of it. I can't comment right now. Like I said, I haven't seen the last half, and maybe it, gets a little better.
And
but
unfortunately,
the first half was just kind of like a back massage for, So I'm going to go listen to the rest before I comment.
No, John, I hope you enjoyed, but yeah, okay, he's gone. Anyway, so yeah, Christian Narcus, you dropped out, but what I was saying to you, I've reached like 22 pages on that article I'm writing on Matthew 16. Is that too long?
It's been a while, and it's hard to get in contact with you these days.
I know, because I'm actually busy.
Yeah, I'd imagine, man.
So yeah, it's reached like 22 pages. I'm actually waiting on Heiser's myth book, which I have a rough draft on, and yeah.
Nice.
I've noticed that a couple of other guys have joined your group.
Yeah, we've had John Wilkinson, who's been the one that's contributing like a good bit of the other articles. Somehow Wayne ended up, I don't know, I guess he's having internet problems at this point. But yeah, we've gotten some new people on the team before.
What's the maximum length of pages are you allowed?
So far we don't have really a limit, really.
11?
No, I said we don't really have a limit.
Oh, a limit. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we don't really have one.
Because mine is full of like detailed maps and a lot of footnotes and.
Well, that's perfect.
So it's pretty meaty. I'm using also Enoch as a huge resource and I'm also using certain archaeological sites that the Roman emperors used to visit around that region in regarding Pan, the god Pan. And so basically it'll refute the Roman Catholic use of the passage. But I'm not aiming to refute the Roman Catholic position. It's just one of those, this is the context and you can now apply it in different discussions.
Right. So here's the interesting thing about that guy that was in here. John, Wayne, you there?
Yeah, there's something wrong with my computer. I came back and my computer wasn't working. I didn't know what happened. I thought, I don't know, somebody messed with my internet or what. This has been going on lately. Somebody messed with my internet. I'm just going, I gotta get kidnapped.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wayne, did you hear what happened with JoJo?
What happened?
Oh, basically he took advantage of some glitch on
Oh, Josiah.
yeah, on Google Hangouts iOS, and he kicked everyone from their own
No,
hangout.
it's not a glitch. It is an update that Google Hangouts on the Apple iPad Store had included in their thing. I looked at my Google Hangout app thing, and I actually have a picture, so I'll send it in the outer chat. But one of the things that was featured as part of the update is that you now have the ability to eject or kick out callers from the call.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
so
he
see,
did this to
Isaiah,
me 3 times in my own Hangout. I blocked him. That's unacceptable.
Yeah, so, yeah, Red was somewhat right to apologize to Google, but it is also still their decision to go through with the update on this app that allows this. Personally, I think they should still keep that function, but that only someone who is a mobile user is working in the same way that we would. The only way you get to do that is if you are giving mod controls. So that person on the Apple, on the phone or iPad is given the mod control, then they should be allowed to use that kick out button, but not as soon as they just get in there.
yeah, so remember, Isaiah, the immediate thing I thought of was because he uses an iPad with this stuff, and so immediately I was thinking it must be an update that has this thing, and so yeah, that's been proven correct.
That's unfortunate, but I blocked JoJo too. Without a second thought, I just went and he done. He kept on inboxing me all day for the last couple of days, asking if he can come into the hangout with me and the Vigilant Christian and blah blah blah. I guess he all on a
Yeah,
lot.
I don't think he's mature enough to be in a community like this at all.
No. He was shocked when I gave him my answer. You know, he kept on asking me, and I had said no. And then he goes and he asks, why? And I'm like, because I said no. Thus saith Wayne.
Christian Narcos, you're about to say something about John, I think, was the last thing you said to me. Christian Narcos, are you there?
Well, yeah, John isn't here anymore. I think he left.
Yeah, talking about John Saboteur?
Yeah.
You said something, was it in light of Matthew 16, was it, Christian?
Hmm?
You were about to tell
I
me
don't
something.
know.